Okay, so let's see some more examples now. So let's say we have a scenario like where we need to find all, let's say, department names for which there are employees in employee table. So we need to find out for which departments there are employees in the employee table, right? So with joins, how we can do this? We can select star from department D, inner join. So I'll select department name, let's say D name from department, inner join employee E on D dot department ID equal to E dot department ID. When we just run this query, we'll get all the departments which have at least one entry in the employee table, which means there are at least one employee for these departments, right? So you see the department IDs are, or department names are repeating here because there are more than one employees for HR department, right? So to get, and since the join concept that we discussed, if there is one entry of 201 in department table and there are three entries of 201 in employee table, how many records we will get? We'll get three records. That's why you are saying department name three times. To get the unique department name, you just add a distinct, right? This will give you the unique department name. So for these three departments, there are employees in the employee table, and there are two more departments, accounts and clerical, for which there are no employees, right? So notice one thing, in this scenario, we have to search based on department IDs from employees table. So there can be multiple department IDs, right? So this is a case of multiple row subquery. Okay, so let's see how to write the query. So we need to select department name from department table, and based on this join query, what is our column on which we need to apply the filter is department ID. So it will be like where ID equal to, what will be the subquery? Select distinct department ID, distinct that we had here. I'm taking it here because we are selecting department ID from which table? Employee table. And in employee table, department IDs may have duplicates because for a department with more than one employees, we'll have same department IDs. I just want a distinct values, so adding a distinct. So when I do this and run this, I should get these three department names as the result. But before that, let's run the inner query and see how it looks. So see, this inner query is now returning three records, 201, 202, 203, which means it's returning more than one value, which is an example of multiple row subquery, right? And if I run this query, will it work? It did not work, right? Why did it not work? Because as we discussed with multiple row subquery, we cannot use equal to or greater than less than operator. We need to use in operator. So when I use this, we get the result. So clear on this, how we use multiple row subquery?
Yeah.
So next question, find names of all department for which there are no employees in the employee table, right? By name of all departments for which there are no employees in employee table. Anyone want to give it a try? How it should look? Give it a try, guys. Simple query, similar like this, right? This one was to find out name of department which has employees. Now we want to, find the name of department which has no employees. So essentially, when I run this, I should get accounts and clerical as the output. Recollect the
If we
concept.
just instead of in, if we add not in,
Yes,
same query.
correct. Don't be hesitant. Just tell not in. Very
Yeah,
simple.
not in.
Right? So that way, even I will be confident that you are learning. So see,
It's clerical. We should get accounts as well, right?
let me see if I have added an employee for account or not. I don't remember.
Okay.
201, 203, 20. There are no employees for account.
It's not working.
One minute. It's coming.
Now it came.
It
Okay.
was like this. So I
Okay,
had to
got
take
it,
it
got
down.
it.
Okay. So clear on this, right?
Yes.
Mm. So this is one thing, right? Now, can you do this using joins also? And which join will you use? For this kind of scenarios where we need to check if there is data in one table and other table has no data, we use some specific type of joins, right? So we either use left join or right join based on what table we select, left or right? Try using a join. We have seen these examples in join sessions. So we want to select dname from department table, right? So for a department name which will have no employees, right? The employee columns for that department should be null. So if we take department table as the left table and we do a left join on employee, let me alias it to D and let's alias it to E. On what we will join? We'll join on D dot department ID equal to E dot department ID. Now for any department which doesn't have any employees, this E dot department ID will be
Like E dot department is equal to not null.
it will be null,
It will be null here.
right?
Yes, yes, it got
We
it.
discussed the scenarios, classic use case. So when I run this, what I get? Account and clerical. So by this time you might have got an idea, like subqueries and joins are kind of similar, right? You can do these kind of experiments, and when somebody will ask you some questions in the interview, you can decide, do you want to go with a subquery or you want to go with a joins? In few cases, performance wise, subqueries will give you better result. In some cases, joins will be faster. It depends on the data that we are dealing with and the way the developer wants to write the query.